my channel. Today we're doing another anime review, and today we're doing anime review on Vanishing like Goro. So sit back and relax and let's get started. Basically, in this seemingly prosperous town of Russell City, there seems to be something looming and darkening underneath the surface of this how should I say, scenic town. There are these monsters that manifest and that are called horrors. And they are these special types of knights, or Maki knights, or the Maki order, to disrupt the emotions and chaos man that these so-called horrors cause the city and the residents. It becomes a very powerful playground for the Maki Knights and the magical Maki alchemists to combat these. They are a secret order that hide in the public, never to let the public into their world, and simply they do have to erase their memories. But yeah, with the secret order, they have the most highest ranking golden knight bestowed upon them. They're very large. I mean, he's a very large, powerful man by the name of Storm, granting the use of the Goro armor and blade. He alone knows the plot that threatens the entire Maki order of their secret organization called El Dorado. And while fighting a horror, he encounters a girl named Sophie. That's Sophie right there. I can find a better picture of her. This is Sword. He is very big and very bulky. He's a very tall man. This is Luke, and this is another picture. Sword. See how much he eats, guys? Like he is built like a bodybuilder, basically. This is lovely Gina. She'll get more into her. Oh yes, here's a lovely Sophie that he meets, a teenage girl whose brother disappears like 3 years ago, and the only link that she has to his disappearance is the same phrase that Sora has been hearing, El Dorado. And with these two working together, they fight to discover the truth behind El Dorado and the disappearance of her brother. Mind you, this has 24 episodes, so I didn't mean to watch this in one sitting, but I did watch this in one sitting with my friends. We watched this from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next morning. That was not a good idea. We should have split 12 episodes the first day and 12 episodes the next day. It is action, demon, supernatural, and fantasy. It is rated R from profanity and violence, as it should. That is Gina. She's one of the alchemists in the series. That's little Sophie Hendy. She's like 13 years old. And like the towns are like basically just like San Francisco and New York, basically. So it's really nice. And you have like a lot of like interesting characters in this series, including like the weapons they use in this series, which I thought was pretty cool. But like, look at Sword. Like, I don't think you understand, guys, the severity of how much he eats. Like, look at this. This little jib. Like, that is a huge steak. And does that even look cooked to y'all? It doesn't look cooked to me. Look how he covers his french fries. But mind, besides the point here, comparing him to, like, Sophie is, like, he's built like a bodybuilder. He's built like a freaking football linebacker, and she's tiny. And also, you see the ring on his finger, guys? Then that camera, that's Zara. That's one of his companions or partners in this series. So there's a lot of interesting characters in this series. And when I first noticed, when I first watched the series, I didn't know there was an original to this. Honestly, I didn't watch the original before watching this, which is fine. You know, I think, you know, but example of Goro, it is timeless. It's one of those animes that has taken you into the world that they built, and that I thought it was an interesting franchise, to say the least. And I thought it was very interesting because I thoroughly enjoyed the series as a whole. It was my first time actually seeing it. It was a very nice action anime. Kind of give you all like the supernatural vibes almost. And I really appreciated it a lot. I really loved the characters, the backstory. It was very both plot driven and character driven. So I really liked it a lot. All the characters were very interesting, and all the episodes are very well done. Some of the fight scenes could have been improved, but like some of the fight scenes I saw in general, mainly with swords, I think that could be done better. But you know, it's the best they could do, especially when the anime came out in like what 2018, but that you can do it better. But the overall the fight scenes were clean and precise, that which you couldn't ask for any more. You know, I thoroughly appreciate it. So it's a good action anime to get like delve into, especially when it takes you to like the whole like supernatural goosebump type of vibe. When you're like, oh, you think your neighbor's your neighbor? Looks sleeping. Don't be fooled by that appearance when people start disappearing. But other than that, it's made by the studio Mappa, and they made a lot of anime that I've watched recently, and this was kind of my favorite on the whole Goro side, along with Supernatural, because it just has a lot of characters, side supporting characters that you'll get a lot into, and then also with them being plot development and character development, it does a good job with enhancing each character, make sure no one gets forgotten in any shape or form. The story is a little slow paced at the beginning of it, but as it continues on, it's not too slow. It does take a little bit together, but as you progress, it gets faster and faster. And then also, like, the main story is, like, kind of intriguing, because you got this normal little girl who's trying to find her brother, and then this big, bulky of a man, of a linebacker, beats horror, and they are connected by the same phrase, El Dorado. It kind of ties them together, how they work together to solve this mystery together. And the dynamic worked out pretty well. But with Sword, who he is, there are some interesting characteristics about him, but I'm not going to give them all away, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But overall, I think he's just like a big, giant teddy bear, which I love about him. Sometimes he makes me like him sometimes, but other than that, he's a really good guy, and I like it. I like how his main goal is to protect humanity and their dreams and everyone else, so I think you would really enjoy this anime made by Mappa. Just give it a chance. I would give it like a solid 8.5 out of 10. And only reason why I say that, because I love the stories, I love the characters, I love everything about this anime. So go check out Goro Vanishing if you haven't already. Oh yes, and that's Luke in the background. What's interesting about this Luke itself, he's like, I would say like he's like Native American descent background, the way like you find out about his backstory. That's what I feel like he is. If he's not, then y'all can comment down below if I'm wrong about that. But I like the whole of them incorporating different background with these certain type of characters, which I thoroughly appreciate a lot, because each of these characters I just found very fascinating. Ever since then, you know, I really like this anime a lot, and I hope y'all do too. Just check it out. If you have time, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out Goro, and don't forget to leave me a comment below which one of these characters were your favorite. And also, did anyone else want to hit Sword like much I did when watching this series? Don't do what I do and sit till 7 p.m., 6 a.m. the next morning, watch this anime in one sitting. That was a bad mistake on my part. But other than that, I hope y'all enjoying this self-isolation during this time. Thank you for tuning into this review to Vanishing Goro, and I'll see you next time for another dun anime review, and I'll see you next time. Till then, bye.